Well, it's Muck, Vol.5, Extreme Big Show. And joining us once again, the one and only Matty Edwards. Hello, Matty.
Hello, Andy, mate. We're back, mate. Feels like longer than usual, like we were just saying then. But yeah, glad to be back to talk all things the show, extreme show. I mean, what a time, mate.
It certainly is a time as we delve into the world of Paul Donald White II.
But it wasn't a shoot then, but it was a shoot that his dad was called Paul White. Yeah, fucking hell.
So, any thoughts on old Paul White Big Show? Been a big fan of his, or
you know what, Andy?
Yeah,
literally, like it's like his career, isn't it? Where he flip flopped all the time, heel face. That's the easy thing to say, but it really was a Big Show. Like genuinely was. Like he just literally changed all the time, and that's me fandom with him. Like I'd like him in some sort of run, and then he'd be the comedy character 1 minute, and I'd be like, fucking hell, what are you doing with him? Then he'd be the serious giant, and it'd be like, oh, I like him again. And then it'd be back round to the smiley giant, and I was like, no, what are you doing? But basically, like typical me, whenever someone's a heel, I like them, and then when they're a face, they're dead in the water for me. So, yeah, he was. You know what? He gets a few more pelters than I think he gets. He doesn't deserve Big Show because even later on, Andy, like I always go to that Sheamus match in 2012, like no gimmicks, just a one-on-one. Honestly, one of the best matches of the last 15 years in WWE. Genuinely, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I always got a bit of time for him, man. What about yourself?
What would you say is Mr. Reliable?
Yeah.
He's like the GOAT. I was saying to someone this past week about WWE seem to always go to Big Show or Kane as like, right, we need someone to fill a gap for a couple of months. Where's the big lads?
Yeah, and you know what? That is the reliable, like the glue, as people say. Like I've heard like Triple H say that a bit about Kane, but it's like it did even for me, and big fan of that. Like I say, I've got a lot of time for them too. But it dragged it on for years. You know what I mean? They were still doing like in 2010. It felt like they'd been around forever. They were still doing it in like 2015. Andy, remember the Roman Rumble? We always go to where the Rock comes back and it's Roman's got to vanquish these two giants at the end. It's like that is years past its time. So, but the years before that, totally agree with you. Totally agree.
Yeah, I would say myself, my probably favourite era of Big Show is, you know, when he was when he beat Lesnar for the title.
02.
And also around that time, you know, when they were having them triple threat matches and singles matches with Mark Henry and Daniel Bryan.
2011, yeah, late
2011, yeah. I always enjoyed them. Always enjoyed them matches.
Yeah, it's as I say, and it's just one of them. But he is like that's why people go to it. How many times did he turn, Andy? How many different even like I'll tell you what's a terrible time for Big Show though. Sorry to go negative here, but trying to be positive on him. Yeah. Muck is the show title though, Andy. Remember that time like he was with like Hornswoggle and Mark Henry on Raw, like 09, bad year 09, and he's got before Jericho maybe, but Jericho's the time he picked back up again, but he's just doing a lot of nothing. And even in like 20, like before he turns heel again on Cena in 2012, him and Kane are like the champs again and stuff. And 2011, it's awful stuff. And it's just going through the motions, like phoned in stuff. But when he's a heel, I say that 02 era was good into 03. Probably some of his best work as well there with the Lesnar stuff. Always enjoyed them matches and Kurt Angle and that. But yeah, even when he comes back in 08, maybe, as well, he slimmed down a lot, hasn't he? When he comes back for the Floyd Mayweather stuff, and then he does turn with Undertaker later on. Then he turns back. I'll say it's a running thing, but we need to write down how many times. I think there's a site out there, isn't there? Maybe a website that's actually chronicled all Big Show's turns. Yeah, it's got to be near 30, though, hasn't it? It's got to be.
And it's probably soundtracked by Travis Turn. I was just thinking then about Big Show. So he looked good in a pair of jeans, obviously in 2002. He didn't look so good when he was the New Year's baby. When he was,
yeah, fuck. Remember that gimmick when he was doing the impression gimmick, wasn't it? Like coming out as Shokishi. Remember that?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
shouldn't be laughing. I should not be laughing at that.
the one as Hulk Hogan he come out as, because that
Backlash
was like his
against Kurt
idol.
Angle,
Yeah,
2000. Yeah. Squash
yeah.
Kurt Angle as Hogan. Nuts. Fucking hell.
He had that famous tag team with Billy Gunn, the Shogun.
The Shogun. Forgot all about that.
That I think that was around the time of
Invasion, maybe?
yeah, it
That's
was when
Invasion.
they put, having all like the hardcore title and what have you. And I think Billy Gunn were involved in that. Show
Yeah,
were
'cause the
involved.
show, that's when he
Raven.
come back. There's a match on Raw early 2001 because he beats Raven No Way Out 2001 for the hardcore belt.
Yeah.
And the next night, I'm sure there's a rematch, and The Rock gets put in a triple threat. The Rock, of all people. And I remember Big Show pins Raven against the wall, or someone comes in, maybe Crash Ollie, and Big Show picks him up and pins him against the wall.
Yeah,
Fucking great finish, yeah. Love that match. Because The Rock, seeing how like hot it was, and thought, well, we put The Rock in this. Weird, but good times.
One thing the Big Show has had over the years is he's fluctuated, in his size. But
Oh yeah,
like when he was in WCW, when he was a giant, he could do moonsaults off the top rope and everything.
I was going to say, and he's always been 7'2". Or do you mean
He has
weight?
always been. He is a legit 7'2". I remember a triple threat match at the MEN Arena. This was, I think, it was like a SmackDown house show. And it was Bradshaw, Big Show, and John Cena with Stone Cold Steve Austin as guest referee.
05. Always gutted and go to that because Austin got announced as the referee at like near enough the not last minute, but it was late on, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he got added to the tour. Wild.
And I was sat probably about 7th, 8th row, so I was on the floor watching it, and I just remember the bit like Bradshaw and Cena, who were big lads.
Yeah.
Big Show just like
dwarfed them and just engulfed them.
Just cut him out. You couldn't see the other two at the end of the ring. Absolutely massive. In it around I think it's the 2000 period where he gets sent to OVW, and
because I remember he gets put out Judgment Day 2000 against Shane. They break a cinder block on his knee. Yeah. Don't know whether that was just to get him out of there or an injury as well. But then he comes back. People forget this. He comes back. I think it's late July, maybe early August. Turns on Undertaker, realigns with Shane. But then literally 2 weeks later, he's gone again. And then they have to pivot. It's meant to be him and Big Show. Undertaker and Big Show at SummerSlam 2000. Then they pivot that Kane turn out of nowhere and ends up taking Kane at SummerSlam 2000. So he comes back for a bit. They obviously weren't happy. And then they send him back and he comes back at Royal Rumble 2001. And to be fair, he doesn't look that different. He hasn't lost a dramatic amount of weight. And to be fair to him in the first place, he wasn't huge then. He gets bigger like this, especially this period we're going to talk about today. He's absolutely at his hugest, isn't he?
Yeah. That Royal Rumble is most famous Big Show's entrance for cutting to an advert break on Channel 4.
Oh yeah, and he's got like a tank top on, as if like proving that his gut's flat. You know what I mean? It's like he's showing it off a little bit, but felt sorry for him around that period. To be fair, mate.
Yeah, and I think you've mentioned on Grapple Patreon the recent No Mercy review about Jim Ross always slagging him off on the.
Any chance you could get? That's a proper shoot, though, isn't it? Like fucking hell.
So. This is in 2006, WWE's version of ECW. We've covered December to Dismember on the Christmas episode of Shite quite a few months ago. So this era is, this actual title reign of Big Show in ECW starts on July 2006 and ends in December 2006. Now, what we always do on Muck is we look what was number one at the time in the charts.
Let's have it.
So number one in July 2006 was Shakira. Was Hips Don't Lie by Shakira.
With Wyclef, yeah. Good tune. That reminds me of, I was like my peak era going out. Reminds me of Lloyd's Bar in town, that one. Starting the night off, always on. And yet she's having a good time, swigging about 10 blue wickets at the time, man. Yeah,
no, funnily enough, I was talking
red wickets as well.
Talking about that the other last night. Fucking hell, I got a free bottle of hooch on me O'Neill's app 275 mil as well, and only 3.4%. They've fucking gone down in there.
That's half a swig for you, that Andy. Fucking hell, mate.
It were 2 swigs, and then they were back out the door. Not good, mate. Big Shakira fan, I take it.
Oh yeah, who isn't? Let's be honest. Like, I mean, yeah, she had some cracking song. Wherever. I mean, she peaked early. Don't get me wrong. That's one of the best pop songs of the last 25 years. But she always come back with the big one. She Wolf, remember that one?
Oh,
yeah, always a good
waka waka hey hey. That's
yes, of course, is a good one. World Cup one, isn't it?
It is South Africa.
Yeah, good one. So yeah, she's got a few good. Even Air and Beyonce was good. What was that one? Beautiful Liar. Is that
Beautiful
called?
Liar.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. So yeah,
that got overplayed on YouTube, man.
Oh, bet it did. She's got the matches of Shakira. We'll say.
Definitely so. Fast forward to 2006 December, number 1 in the UK was Have a Little Patience. Take that.
Good. It's a good one. The comeback was it was a good song, that, and to be fair, it was never, obviously growing up, like, Take That, like, dominated when you're younger, like, but never loved, never like was into them even as a youngster, and never really, like, I hated them, to be honest. But then when they come back with this, and you're like, oh, good song, mature, didn't they? And this was this one, and Shine as well, the second one after this. A lot of time.
Little Marco in singing his heart out on
Finest
that one.
Hour. It's Finest Hour, mate. Cracking song, that.
I'm of the similar opinion of Take That. I hated them in the mid-90s because they were on every, like, morning kick show, Live and Kicking.
They weren't for teenage lads, were they? They weren't at all.
Whereas when they did come back in 2006, I actually went to one of their comeback concerts at the MEN Arena. Cracking gig. Yeah, and I think I went to see him about 2 or 3 other times.
Did you go when Robbie come back with them?
Yeah, I was there at the Robbie Williams show and Take That.
Oh, okay, yeah. Pull and rank the big man, to be fair.
Oh,
I like that.
He was like Gary Barlow was the how can I say, the solo Sokoa to Robbie Williams, Roman Reigns.
I like that.
Anywho, that's the music out the way with the big show in ECW. Well, someone on YouTube does the Lord's work with all this stuff, because there's a huge playlist of the big show's actual run in ECW. Plus,
he must love
them. There was a lot of crossover, wasn't there, at this time, with like wrestlers being on Raw, SmackDown, and ECW.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they still kind of tried to explain it, and it hadn't gone full on, like, let's just prepare it without explanation. They tried to explain it, didn't they, a lot, but there was a little back and forth. I think it was easy just to say, like, Vince and Shane had allowed this to happen, especially shows association on TV with the McMahons as we get on here and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a lot of it, but they were trying to cash in, obviously. We've done it on Grapple ourselves with the month 1 of the WWE ECW, and they're just trying to cash in on the year before, really, aren't they? Like that was a successful, really good, memorable pay-per-view. And even the second one, the one night stand, I'm piggybacking off this, that's a good show as well, to be fair. So yeah, ECW, mate, it's still had a chance to this day, though, don't we? So it's never gonna die.
Yeah. With ECW in 2006, so this is where they get the, like you said, the TV show.
Yeah.
And they are pushing on. Well, to be honest, RVD and Sabu end up getting pushed on like Raw, so they've got little feuds with John Cena.
Yeah,
was one of them. So this one of the extras was the Extreme Battle Royal on ECW for a chance to face John Cena at Vengeance, which was like a couple of weeks after. What some of the people in this battle royal was Danny Doring, Roadkill, Big Guido, Al Snow, and he keeps popping up, this fella, Tommy Dreamer.
Another one. He's there at every fucking turn, isn't he, Tommy Dreamer? But what, does he take a bump in this? Does he? Anders? I didn't do the own work on this one, I'm afraid. But he takes a bump. Let me guess. Does he take a table bump to get eliminated? No.
Yes.
I knew he did. I knew he did.
So what Big Show did throughout this match was just batter everyone, batter all the jobbers. He press slams Dreamer
Yeah.
and fucking oiks him through a table.
I always say, yeah,
takes it
don't
well.
love him at all as listeners of my stuff know, like, and I don't like him at all, but I'll always give him credit. He took a hell of a beating and a hell of a bump. I'll always give him that.
The finish of the match ends up with the Big Show going, well, I would say face to face with Big Guido, who's he was a big lad, but Big Show's just,
I bet it didn't get that Hogan Warrior, Hogan Rock response when they had that big face off, did they? You could hear the fans in the building, like the Iron Man match WrestleMania, but the actual fans in the building.
Yeah, or like an AEW taping. Hey. So what happens? He eliminates Big Guido, but Guido does. You remember the Psycho Sid to Hulk? No, it was it. No, the Hulk Hogan to Sid spot.
Pulls him out,
and Sabu
yeah,
ends up chucking Big Show out, and Sabu ends up being number one contender against John Cena, who's the WWE champion at the time. It's a random match, in it, but I think I seem to remember it were all right.
No, well, to be fair, and no, to correct you, mate, but Cena weren't the champ. It was Edge and Van Dam was the title match at that, and this was like just giving Cena something to do, really, to piggyback off ECW, coming in to like get your big star feuding with this new brand. So remember on Raw, they had that memorable spot where Sabu done the triple jump through the announce table to Cena, and Cena was like legit busted open off it, and they had a good face off on maybe ECW itself, and Cena tried to invade backstage. And the match itself is a lumberjack match at Vengeance, and it's it's not the greatest match, but it's only a short one. But it's just to see them two go at it. It's just weird to see, isn't it? John Cena versus Sabu, so it's quirky in itself.
Lumberjack matches, though.
Oh, the worst. Yeah,
the worst.
Some of the worst. Yeah, bad.
Never good. Never been good. It's just to get bodies in a payday, in it.
Definitely.
You'll see that coming at AEW Forbidden Door 2025. Bloody hell, I've got 2 digs in on AEW.
You're going 2-footed, and not me. Bloody hell.
Anywho, match number 1. So this is Rob Van Dam versus Big Show, Extreme Rules for the ECW title. Now, the story for this is actually away from the old match. It's where Rob Van Dam and Sabu get busted for drugs in a car.
Yeah, and Van Dam's going in like the biggest push of his career. He's the WWE champ, he's the ECW champ, and back-to-back TV tapings in 2 days, and he loses both belts. Then he loses the title to Edge on Raw in a triple threat with Cena, and then the night after here, he's looking at the likes of Big Show, and we're getting Heyman turning already on Van Dam, and bit of a quick pivot. But yeah, I mean, did he shoot himself in the foot, Van Dam? Can we allowed to say that? It's just, what timing for him, mate?
Yeah. Well, he would have been still at this period, even though he'd been in the company for about 5 years.
5 years. This was a big push, though. It's obviously we talking about 01 over on Grapple there, and he literally is one of the hottest things in the company. That's got like a Rock and Steve Austin there. Whereas by now he has cooled off, obviously, compared to them, but he's still getting that big run that he never got then. Do you know what I mean? So it's awful timing.
With the early portion of this match, you have Big Show cranking on a bear hug and a backbreaker sat down. Chance of boring and you're not worthy. During this period, especially when he does become champion, the crowd are just giving him shit.
They get worse with each match, don't they? They really do get worse with each match. But this hand was, as you say, typical what you'd expect of. Give the finish away there. Heyman doesn't count 3 for Van Dam. Does the old screw job Shane McMahon count, doesn't he? And then we get a chair shot to Van Dam and a chokeslam on. I like the show using the chokeslam on the chair as basically a little finish around this point. And we'll go into one of his other finishes in a bit, which cracks me up every time he does it.
Yeah. There's other things with these Big Show matches is everyone seems to do counter a choke slam into a tornado DDT or a DDT.
And to be fair to him, he's doing the front roll bumps at his biggest here, so he's still putting the shift in. And to be fair to Al Paul,
yeah. No, it's like me doing forward rolls in PE. They never go straight on. They'd always go a bit
to the side, yeah.
To the side, yeah. There's another thing noticeable is the size of them Big Show bags under his eyes.
Oh yeah, I mean we've said, haven't we, that are the Tesco and the Aldi, what are the Sainsbury's at this point? Now what's a big bag, mate? Because I mean, bag for life, is it? The pound ones you get, not the 20p ones. They have like £2 ones. That's what they are at this point.
They'd be like them. I'm trying to think. B&M bargains.
Yeah.
Them fucking huge ones you get. Last for ages.
Yeah.
These were them under the show.
Oh yeah, he's looking rough. He is looking rough.
What a couple other things. He does that $1 million sleeper throw.
Just that was the other finisher. It's the Cobra clutch into backbreaker into the throw, isn't it? I mean, I just admire it every time he does it. Though he's trying. For me, he's trying to like do something different in ECW.
But sometimes like. I think RVD here, he especially sold it well because he went halfway across the
Van Dam always will, won't he? Yeah, Van Dam always will.
He always did. RVD always used to do that sell on the DDT where he go perpendicular every time.
Yeah,
perfect. Was it? I think it might have been like Randy Orton did. Like he does RKO. The Vince Orton and the RKO, and
he should land on his head for the RKO. All the time.
So later on in the match, Big Show actually tries for the alley-oop.
Chair shot's brilliant though, isn't it? Great chair shot, great noise off the chair. Yeah, the alley-oop. He used to done about 2001, didn't he?
He did, yeah. And so the turn doing like the Shane McMahon, like 1, 2, look off, and then ends up with Big Show winning 1, 2, 3. Choke slam on the chair and your new champion.
Yep.
Here we go, the wild ride of the Big Show as ECW champion.
I mean, we'll go through these matches, and believe me, we will.
Next, well, his first defense,
and I will say, I haven't said it for a while. I'm sniffing up here. I'm not Tony Montana. I've actually got a cold, so saying that. This time of season, it's October now, everyone.
It is. You and me both, mate. I'm starting getting the throat here. So if our voice and our nose goes in this, you know what the reason is. So his first defense of the ECW title is against a man who was in a feud at the time with Mick Foley, basically over Mick Foley's autobiography, and I think Ric Flair doing some. I think it was basically calling him a shindy worker, weren't it?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Looking back on this, and it's like not the best to articulate at the best of times, but like looking back at this with an older head, it's easy to look and go, well, DCW, you're getting Ric Flair and Batista and all that without jumping ahead. But it's like at least he played in here with Flair that he is feuding with Foley, who's a hardcore specialist. So I'm going to test me luck in this hardcore environment to fit into that. So you got to, I like that. I like that little tie-in, to be fair.
Because that's what ends up being the sort of match that they have, even though it's a short one at SummerSlam.
I Quit match, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad finish, though, with Melina. Really bad. Yeah.
Typical of Foley wanting to get Melina involved in some the dirty bugger. Yeah. Ric Flair in ECW. One of my notes here, Shane Douglas will be rolling in his grave seeing Flair on an
ECW show. Yeah, go for the title as well. But it's just that little, I know it's not the same, is it, obviously, but it's just that's what they sold it on the first time Ric Flair's ever been in ECW. And, once again, I did like the tie-in, though, and like I said there, I liked it. And this was one that, I don't think it was the worst. Considering all things considered, I didn't think this was... Flair shouldn't be doing this type of stuff at that age, even though I like the story they're trying to tell and do tell, but he shouldn't be in here, should he, doing all this type of stuff. But you know what, as I say, far from the worst match you'll ever see.
If you think 18 years later, Ric Flair was still having a match.
Yeah. Outrageous, isn't it?
And
Outrageous.
at this time we thought, well, everyone thought in the mid-90s he were past it. But he fast forward to 2006, like, how was he still here?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff in here. We have Justin Roberts as the ring announcer.
Yep.
He was around for quite a bit before going to AEW.
AEW was, yeah. Obviously, mainly like what years we thinking with him? And is he like 2011, 12? Is he?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like maybe a bit later on than that, even, isn't he?
Yeah. No, he had a good. I think he had a decade of destruction.
Yeah, but he's only the main guy, weren't he, for a bit though? If I'm not mistaken, he didn't get a
Yeah,
long
it was
run,
only a short
maybe.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ric Flair getting busted open from headbutts from a Big Show. Would you believe, Matty, how many singles matches ever between Big Show and Ric Flair?
I'd say you can count on one hand. I think there's one when he beats him for the title in WCW. Maybe this one. Not many more in WWE for sure. Maybe about 3 or 4.
So before this, only 2 singles matches.
I
So
knew it was very short.
The one where he lost the title to Big Show and Paul White, and then one more after that in WCW. See, it's wild because they were there for such a long time, and maybe on opposite sides, Horseman, NWO. You think they'd have been against each other quite a lot, but
that is a good little bit of trivia, that though, isn't it?
Yeah, only 2 matches. So when Big Show was on top, it was up until like a triple ball shot by Ric Flair, and then
I like that. I like the one from behind where Big Show's basically bending over in the corner. That looked fucking scary. You trusted him not to connect there. It looked brilliant, that low blow.
Yeah, it sort of reminded me like Father Ted kicking Bishop Brennan up the arse. That one. Flair wields out the barbed wire bat, whacks Big Show, double juice here as well. Where Flair's using everything, and that brings out the drawing pins as well.
Yeah,
fucking wild. Absolutely, and it's not in a t-shirt here; it's full. Like,
yeah. And Flair, Big Show takes the bump, doesn't he, after a couple of chair shots onto the tax, doesn't he, Big Show? So yeah, they try on, as I say, like it's far from the worst match you'll ever see. This one.
The finish once again is like the choke slam and then the Cobra Clutch backbreaker.
Yeah,
but I think he does it into a bit like a sleeper after the backbreaker.
Yeah, he chokes him out, then he passes him out. Flair's gone off at that point. So yeah, once again, admire him trying to bring something different to the table. And to be fair, like,
what rating do you think this got on Cage Match?
I think this will be not awfully high, but it won't be as low as you think. I reckon about 6.5, 7, maybe. No, am I going too high there?
You're in the right ballpark. It 7.79 out of 10.
Wow! So that's nearly 4 stars, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. So it is obviously highly rated. And as I say, if you haven't seen it and it doesn't looks like it doesn't float your boat, Ric Flair versus Big Show in ECW in 2006, give it a go, because it might change your opinion if you actually watch it.
Yeah, I did put the crowd noise made it. I think it was a very hot crowd, but sometimes you felt like, what? Because the 2 big acts in WWE still at this time, and you feel why they're lowering themselves to doing sort of this work, but they make it work as good as possible. And one thing I will like to say is along this way is how many like chair shots does Big Show take?
Big Show, and Big Show used to put his hands up back in the day. So obviously with him being in ECW here, like, once again, it's not the same ECW where you literally would get booed out the building if you put your hands up. He's respecting the brand, isn't he, and not putting his hands up, which is wild to see. He takes a few more later on, doesn't he? Especially in Sabu, you got no choice.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's his only way. Only way going is Sabu. As you mentioned there, someone respecting the brand. Well, as our good friend Mr. Hamflet would say, someone who respects the business is up next, as the Big Show takes on a first-time appearance here on ECW of The Undertaker.
It's a mega match, isn't it? And this is what I'm saying. This is fucking probably the biggest match in ECW history, would we say? Probably is. Literally, I'm
Probably is,
figurative.
yeah.
It is, yeah. But yeah, this is, this wasn't great here. I the memories I had of this, because I remember this run of matches, and I thought this was more of an Extreme Rules, but it wasn't, was it? It was a straight up one-on-one, basically. This one, so it's not great. This one, until like obviously the great Kali comes in at the end, Andy.
Yeah, this is around the point of bloody Punjab. Is it around Punjabi prison time?
Well, this is the
whole. Yeah.
This is the week before that. It once again the tying in, which I like, tying a story in of like Undertaker's wrestling a giant at the Punjabi prison to get him warmed up. He's going to wrestle another giant. I like that time. They'd attacked him as well, hadn't they, on an episode maybe last SmackDown
It was,
before we delayed them out. So it's just putting that over, and then funnily enough, it does end up being, doesn't it? Because Carly fails like a drug.
Yeah, I think we did that one, didn't we?
Great America, the Punjabi. And you know what? That was a better match than this, even with the Punjabi prison gimmick. That's not the worst match you'll ever see. But and it ends up being Big Show replacing Great Khali, like you said, which we've talked about. But at the end of this, and takes a little double choke slam through the announce table, old Mark, just to get the Giants over.
I will say with this match, even though it's supposed to be Extreme Rules, isn't it? I'm sure,
but it's not. It's not though. It's not in Athens. No, it's not like the Flair match at all. But I had visions of it being a bit more violent and aggressive, but obviously not.
Because Taker's got experience in being hardcore champion all the years before this, when he was battering Jeff Hardy and RVD in hardcore title matches, when he had his old shortened hairdo.
Yeah, purely. It's a good run, that hardcore Taker run. Might put that down as a future dealer's choice there, and you got in my mind there.
Big evil,
yeah.
Bugger Red and all that. Yeah. But this, like you said, doesn't turn into a hardcore match, because Undertaker working leg bars in an Extreme Rules match. He's respecting the UFC there.
Definitely.
What he was seeing at the weekend, it's like, got to do a bit of fondling for me good old mates in the octagon.
But they still haven't, as we get along here, they still haven't fully turned. Like as you said, the fans like the Flair match. Obviously, with Taker being in there, they're not really going to turn on Undertaker. And the settings they're still filming these before SmackDown, aren't they? So it's not really the ECW original audience, which we'll get to in another match we're going to cover. So they're still kind of getting away with having decent fan reactions in this.
Yeah. As we mentioned earlier about the size of Big Show, I did look up on Wikipedia, the truthful knowledge of Wikipedia, but they does say on there, Big Show reached a peak weight here of 537 pounds. So they were, I think it was 30 pounds above what they were announcing him as. So like 507.
It's a lot, but he still, I'll just say, like, you can still do that forward roll, mate.
Yeah. One thing I'll give for him is, and it's like gradual down climb, but in like the early stage of his title run, he can still move.
Yeah, he can. It's once he gets to the chamber where it's like it's looking really rough in there.
Yeah. So as Matty said, like later in the match, Old School gets cut off when Show suplexes Taker off the top.
Yeah, that was a good spot.
Athleticism there. Carly getting involved. Ref calls a no contest in an Extreme Rules match. Fuck off. Shite. And Taker gets chokeslammed through the announce table. I think I found it comical as well, because some of these are very much random matches, and you have the commentary, Joey Styles and Taz, who we'll get onto later. It's just the weirdness of them. This is the Undertaker's first time in ECW, and
it's just hearing Joe. And I know Joey Styles had a run on Raw. It's hearing Joey Styles just say the name Undertaker. It's weird, but it's good. It's good to hear. Like, it's great stuff.
Match number 4 now, and I will say here, Matty, I think this match is the best of the lot.
Oh,
It's the Big Show versus his ever reliable mate Kane, in an Extreme Rules match. So I remember last time when we did about Kane, they had that technical masterclass, didn't they?
funny was that, and just you know what, the lads here going up against each other, and you know what, because I've got another match down which I did enjoy, probably just as much as this, but yeah, you're gonna twist me arm here, aren't you? Because this is probably one of their best matches they've ever had
Yeah.
versus each other for sure. Isn't it? They had a couple of all right ones early on in '99, I remember, and they've had some real stinkers. Don't get me wrong, they have, but this is probably like one of the better ones they've ever had.
I was worried when I saw the time on the clock at 14 minutes and 51 seconds. Like, oh God, what they got in store for us here? This will be Kane's first time in ECW.
Yeah, there's a trend going on here.
But some of the stuff here, like Kane getting rammed headfirst into a chair in the corner.
That looked good, and you know what else
yeah.
looked good, which you don't see often. With you said there's a superplex in the taker match, a back suplex off the second rope by Kane to Big Show, which was pretty good in this.
Yeah, you have the double choke spot, which they were known for years.
They love that. They love that spot, the lads.
Chair shot by Kane, and like it's like a couple of chair shots, and like shows.
He's on the apron. Oh, it's
yeah.
amazing, and honestly, like the build up to that, the fans are going for it, though, aren't they? Shows teetering on the apron. Big Kane's hitting him right to the head, as you say, unexposed with the chair, and then he's just grabbing on with his hand, doesn't he? So then Kane obviously it's the hand with the chair, and Big Show obviously, I love it though, doesn't just fall back. He's got to make sure them 2 or 3 tables that protect him, he's got to turn around and then start falling.
Yeah,
and look, I love that though, protecting himself. Good on him. But yeah, good bump.
I did put one of my notes like, with the plunder, this is actually pretty fun. Yeah, I think like you said, the crowd were
loving it,
really up for it.
And Big Show comes up juiced then, doesn't he, off the chair shots when he goes through he loves a bit of colour here in ECW, doesn't he?
How much blood does he pour on? He's like the innovator for John Moxley in the later years, isn't he? Yeah. So it ends up with Paul Heyman grabbing the ref out. Show wallops Kane with a chair. Chokeslam 1, 2, 3. I put say it quietly. 3.75 to 4 stars. This one.
That's wild, that I love it though. Yeah. Absolutely love it. No, it was good. It was, as I said before, probably the best match these have ever had. And once again, saying the chokeslam on the chair and put old Glenn away. Yeah. So pleasantly surprised at this one, even though I'm a big, a good fan of the lads.
Yeah. And then you get Sabu getting involved at the end, which sets up Summer later down the line, which would be about 2 or 3 weeks after.
Yeah.
At SummerSlam. Match number 5 now.
Here we go. Here's the one most people will remember as well, won't they?
Yeah. So it's Big Show versus Batista at the Hammerstein Ballroom on ECW TV. Now, at the time, I don't always remember watching this like live. First time I probably saw it was on a Botchamania video where all they did was show a 2-minute clip of all the chants and all the shit they got from the crowd at the Hammerstein Ballroom that night.
But like I was saying earlier, though, this is where it is an original ECW building and fan base, like genuinely going hand in hand, obviously. And they just don't want to see this. Like, they don't want to see Big Show as champion. But if you're having him as champion, you do put him in there with an original. You do put a Van Damme or a Sabu or even a Sandman or a Dreamer at this point. Like, you put him in there with someone who they're familiar with. You're getting WWE superstar Dave Batista, though. Full entrance. Obviously, no pyro. But full entrance, full saliva theme. And they're just not having it. They're just not having it one bit.
There was some like young lad, I think, in the front row. Like when he's walking down.
Front Batista, maybe front them. Yeah, great.
But I think soon as they heard, especially Batista, as soon as he heard the reaction from the crowd, he's like, "No, I'm not. I'm not working tonight." Yeah. No, and even Big Show, he was like retorting to all like the.
It's not good, is it? It's like, as you say, what could they do with these? Like, Boring chants. Same old shit's the best chant, though, isn't it? That's
Yeah. Change the
one for me.
channel.
Same old shit. Every wrestler's name under the sun as well. The channel. Change the channel. Just, yeah, there's a lot going on in this one. And
Fuck this match. Fuck this match. That was one. Another one I would have said as well was like, with the old ECW crowd, though, they would have enjoyed a big fucker.
yeah,
Like, they enjoyed the 911s, the Sids, the Mike Awesomes. You think these would be right up their alley?
Yeah, but it's, you know, but and as well, and like it's about knowing your audience here. Like a fucking DQ off a belt shot, mate, to end this as well. I mean, you're asking for fucking trouble, aren't you? Fucking hell. Honest to God. Do anything like apart from that.
Do you think they did that for shits and giggles?
They must have. They had to, and like they must have known. Like, honestly.
There's not much to be said about this.
You know,
Match,
there's
it's
nothing.
just the chanting.
It's the chance. It's that fucking lame finish. Sabu again after the match coming out, putting show through a table. That's literally it, mate. But like once again, if you've not seen this match, get the unedited one, of course, and just sit back and have a good laugh watching the chants.
Yeah, but this is at a time when I think with Batista, he's probably not at his most popular stage in WWE. He's probably on the same level as Cena in popularity, where it's like, oh, it's not so cool to, cheer him.
Come back as well from 6 months off, to be fair, as well. 05, it was going along fine. Then he got that injury at the end of 05, didn't he, early 06. And he's literally just come back after 6 months off here. So he's finding his feet again. And once again, booking him in front of this crowd and not wanting nothing to do with it. It's just one of them nights, isn't it?
We'll test him. We'll test him in it. Match number 6 now, racing through these. It's at SummerSlam, which is the Big Show versus Sabu. Sabu got the match after winning a ladder match versus RVD on ECW TV, which I didn't end up seeing. I saw the highlights on the video.
Contract above the thing, innit? Yeah, the contract. Yeah.
Yeah. Big Show sort of got involved in that as well, where he tried to climb up, and I think Sabu knocked him off and eventually got like the contract to get the match with the Big Show.
Did it fall down? Did it fall down? Have I got that correct?
I think it did, yeah.
It does fall off that contract, yeah.
So at SummerSlam, a lot of this, and I will say with Big Show and Sabu's matches, is Sabu trying to get the Big Show off his feet just by flinging chairs, doing Arabian face busters.
But you know what? I honestly think like these two got good chemistry. I think, like, this match, like I didn't rewatch this as part of our thing, but I do remember it vividly, especially the finish. But the match we're going to jump ahead to in a bit. Like honestly, like I think they've got some great chemistry. And it might be basic, like you said, of trying to get off his feet, but he's using all his typical Sabu arsenal and his moves and his weapons. I just think it works well and they mesh well, mate.
Yeah, like the only few times I've seen like Sabu live, that's all he'd basically do: chuck chairs at people.
But it makes sense against the Giant, doesn't it? Because that's what you do against someone bigger than you, who's a monster. So it works in this sense for me.
And that's what you need sometimes in wrestling is like a base, don't you? And if like, but they always go like Gringo Loco, the base god, but he's terrible as a wrestler.
Cesaro's the best base of all time. Yeah.
Well, if their base is, I think Big Show, the size of him, is home base. One thing I did want to ask you, Matty, was Joey Styles. Now, listening back to these, like the commentary on these shows, and if you've not heard Joey Styles in a while, I did put as an attack on the senses. I don't know what you feel here, Matty.
Not a fan, no.
I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he's not in his prime, obviously, and he's probably getting toned down and told to like calm it down a bit. But was a big fan of him, ECW. I mean, I always say like to do commentary solo like that. That's an hard gig for me. And he was the one of the main things about ECW was that commentary because it stood out so much, and he's calling all this wacky like madness that he's watching. But yeah, I get what you mean, but he is a bit toned down. But I always have got a lot of time for him personally. I always think he's a good commentator. It's just, as I said before, about just him saying like the word Undertaker and him on Raw having to call like proper sports entertainment, which he's not a fan of, because remember that shoot he come out with? Remember he's on Raw and stuff like that. So it's it's just a weird run. That like 9 months he got to call WWE, just very, very weird. Before he went to ECW again, sorry, I mean like on Raw there.
Yeah, and also Taz is like his co-commentator, and this is the first time I've heard Taz mention about yam bags, which he mentions a lot on AEW now in 2020 and onwards. So 15 years ago he was talking about bollocks then.
Yeah.
In this match though, we have a 507-pound Vader bomb from Big Show.
Yeah.
Impressive stuff. He does take his time getting. It's like me going up a ladder. I'm fucking scared of heights.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. You won't get me on the 5th rung of a ladder, mate. Let's not get it twisted here.
You have Sabu's attempt a spinning DDT from what it were. Like he had a table across like I think some stairs.
Yeah.
But they lied it down on the bottom rung of the stairs. So Sabu tried to do a spinning tornado DDT on Big Show, but because it's on a flat surface, he couldn't get any traction to get round. So he ended up slipping off the table.
Not like Sabu.
Well, yeah, and then he managed just to jump up for a DDT, and then Big Show does his forward roll through a table. Another spot is Big Show doing the sack of shit slam, where Sabu literally goes out the ring.
Launched,
much better than Bradshaw's sack of shit.
Yeah,
I will say that one. The finish once again. Sabu tries to. I think he's trying for a triple jump moonsault or something. He just runs full pelt at Big Show, jumps up in the air, and Big Show just like catches him in midair, choke slam, boom.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3. It's a decent match. It's 12, 13 minutes long. Doesn't outlast its welcome.
Once again, it's just that novelty value of Sabu on a SummerSlam and Sabu against Big Show. Like, it's just literally that novelty that he got this decent run in 2006, Sabu. So, yeah, always be all the soft spots in my heart for that. Yeah, and as I nearly knocked the microphone.
Well, then match number 7 is the rematch between Big Show and Sabu. That happened on my birthday in 2006, the 22nd of August. What a great birthday present for me. So it's a similar setup to SummerSlam. Sabu trying to knock him down, gouging Show's eyes. The ref gets speared here. I think it was Scott Armstrong who gets speared. So Sabu gets Show down with weapons, including multiple shots with a ring bell, and Show was taking these full pelt in the head.
Once again,
hands up
you've got no choice with Sabu. Even if you put 2 hands up the Show, he's feeling these.
Yeah, literally ringing his bell. Show's busted open wide and then gets put through a table. Referee Mickey Henson, former Mickey J. He had to change his name because of Mickey
James. I mean, what are we doing?
Calls a no contest, and they put bullshit. They like the no contest in these Extreme Rules matches, don't they?
It's just why? You know what I mean? Why? It's just awful finishing, isn't it? Awful though.
But at least it moves on to a 3rd rematch, which ends up in Madison Square Garden, the first time
ECW has been in Madison Square Garden, and this is the one for me. I fucking love this. Absolutely, maybe because it's the Garden, maybe it's the setting, maybe it's like, I say, Sabu in Madison Square Garden. It's them little quirks, like I keep saying, and I thought this was where I noticed the chemistry even more. And this one, he's bouncing the show around. The show's taking some good bumps in this, and it's looking good as well. It's not just bumps for the sake of it. They're looking good and crisp like these bumps. I had a great time watching this one.
Plus, there's a lot more moving parts in this match. You've got the two blokes in riot gear, the Bashams.
Basham, yeah.
You've got, what's his face, Paul Heyman on the outside.
Yeah,
but
looking well, Heyman, isn't he? He looks well, yeah. Yeah, he does look well.
Fucking time and Roman Reigns has aged him a lot, hasn't it?
It has, fucking hell. But no, and the spots in this, mate, like the DDT through the table, where it's just standing up, like not in the corner on for, that was a great spot. Then you got, and then it's the one as well where Big Show's hanging off the apron, and Big Show, Sabu throws a chair at him, and Show takes another bump off the apron through a table. I thought that looked so good. Wasn't expecting it. It was just so fucking action packed. Like it jumped at you. That bump, I fucking love that. And then Sabu goes for the triple jump, and they obviously edit it because you can tell he catches him midair, and then he chokes down through the table for the win. But I thought the spots in this, mate, were fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Where I said that, like Sabu chucking chairs, just like spot on Big Show's head. I thought he nailed everyone.
This is what like lightning in a bottle, maybe because it's the setting, it's the garden, but it just come together that night, and they did this. I really, really did like this one.
This was like the wrestling version of like Luke Littler in a 9-darter, but on Big Show's head.
Yeah.
Double 12 right on the nose. Well, then again, double 12 would probably be the big bags under his eyes. That huge of a target. There's stuff as well, like Big Show standing on Sabu.
Yeah.
That'd be the most painful move for me. It's like something from high school where a fucking load of people just sit on top of you, and you just
got to take it.
Got to take it. Heyman as well puts on a good performance on the outside. He's bellowing away like a town crier. He's 7 foot tall.
Yeah. He tried his best. He always tried his best, didn't he, with Big Show and anyone he's associated with, to be fair to Heyman. Like,
I did want to ask you though, when he managed him in 2002, how did they split up? Because it was racking my brain.
It was basically it was weird because he got with him really at Survivor Series when he turned on Brock, but then and then it was Angle v Big Show at Armageddon. And Angle's the babyface, beat Big Show. But then, like, on the SmackDown, it was revealed Angle was with Heyman. And I've always missed that little story beat of what actually happens. I would have to go back. I don't know, it was a deal they maybe I shows back. And then, like, Heyman basically talks Show into it as well. It was just all a bit weird. And then he was with Angle then, weren't he? But then Heyman disappeared, didn't he? Off TV then, not long after that. So, yeah, it was just a bit of a weird one. They had to get Angle a heel for obviously the Brock feud.
Yeah. No, I did find it strange myself. It's like, why would you go back to a manager who's?
Yeah, I think he was still with him though when he fought Undertaker at No Way Out 2003, because I remember in the build-up, Heyman would bring them like wooden crates out, and there was a puppy in, and Canyon was in one of them, and Brother Love. So Heyman's doing Big Show's talking, so he's still with him at this point.
Yeah. So as mentioned, it was Sabu through the table, a choke breaker, and the showstopper.
Yeah, the finisher. He used to have the final cut, which was basically the Finn Balor. Is it the 1917? Is that right?
19.
Yeah. That's it one. But I used to love the final cut. But this one's with his leg instead of his arm, isn't it? So it's the show with the big fallen leg drop. Which, once again, he's adding a bit to his repertoire here, Paul. He's doing all right.
Yeah, and getting his leg up at that height.
Yeah.
Still the athletic Big Show, we all know.
It is, yeah. Well, this is one I'd say as well, like, not the greatest match of all time, and maybe I am over, hyping this one, but go and check this one out just for the setting as well. I think it's a little gem, this one.
Yeah, I think as we mentioned that they've worked very well as a. It's about a month and a half run together. Dance part.
Making the best out of it, totally, these two, because they did mesh well.
Yeah. Match number 9. Oh God, this was a bit of a short and sweet one. So it's the Big Show defending against the Sandman with his terrible entrance music.
That's the worst, isn't it?
Dun, 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 dun. First thing though on this YouTube clip was Rene Dupree coming out of a shower bollock naked.
I don't remember that. I remember this run.
Unless he were doing a French Val Venus gimmick, I didn't remember this one. This follows another formula which we've just really recently seen with Sabu, which is the Sandman trying to get the Big Show off his feet. So he's for the first 3 minutes, he's literally whacking the Big Show with a kendo stick. This as well is the same show where Hardcore Holly got stabbed by a table.
Yeah, against Van Dam.
Yeah.
That's a good match, that though. I know it's always remembered that. That's a really hard hitting match, that one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Holly and Van Dam.
It probably cut him open as well, didn't it?
Nice big slice on. Yeah, it's really rough.
Have a guess what move Sandman does on Big Show that everyone else did.
DDT, by any chance?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Nice, another roly-poly there from Paul White.
See, the months are going by, but he's still doing that forward roll. Do well on a sport today, wouldn't he? The show.
He would. The world forward roll champion gets it. Cracking that one. With this one, Matt Striker gets involved because I think they were having a bit of feud. This might have been when they were, you know, the new ECW sort of.
Oh, the originals and the ECW. Yeah. New breed, when it goes on to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
8-man tag.
Yeah, it builds up to that. That's still a few months down the line, boy. I think, yeah. So it ends up with the choke breaker from Big Show winning. Choke breaker, then Show wins with the. He hits the showstopper again.
Trying to get that over. I like it. Persistent.
Yeah, I think they told him that that $1 million dream where he just flings people around. Like, Show, you're not doing that ever again. It looks too dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Match number 10, anyway, was and the final match of the title run was the Extreme Elimination Chamber. Now, if you want a review of that, go back to the Christmas episode of Shite, where me and Matty suffered through it all.
Yeah.
Just, short thoughts on it. It was probably the right point to lose a title, but as we mentioned then, like people didn't want Lashley winning it; they wanted Rob Van Dam and CM Punk.
Yeah, that's totally nailed. He had, like, whether you want to, whether he should have been the champion or not, Big Show. It obviously, and looking back at these, like, it's only that Batista one, really, isn't it? Where, maybe like they don't want it, but if you put them in there with the originals and stuff, it's kind of like, all right, we accept it type of thing as well, because we're getting Sabu, we're getting Van Dam, even Sandman to a degree. But yeah, the time was right. He had a 6-month run, but it was just the wrong person for that fan base that wanted to see, as you say, CM Punk especially, and a Van Dam to get it back. So yeah, but once again, looking back, and we've watched the matches back. People mightn't like it, but some of these matches were all right. They were good. You know what I mean? So it's a weird one.
I would say, Matty, I was definitely fearing the worst going into this.
No, I was. I really was.
Because I remember that, the Batista. It's the Batista match.
That's the one that stands out more than anything from this whole run. It is, and once again, go and watch it for it, because it is great just for the fans. Like, it is just like amazing to see. But apart from that, as we said, the Kane one and the Sabu one, for me, they're good. They're like good matches. Even the Flair one, you know what I mean? It's only the Taker one that shits the bed, really. And the Van Dam one is what it is, just to get the because it's pivoted, because they had to do it. So it's not the worst. I know we're jumping to the end here, but it's not the worst. This.
Yeah, you have to do a Big Show versus Kane mixtape on a.
Oh, fucking hell. I think we've got to do that, Anthony. Yeah? We've got to do that. We'll do feuds and we'll do that. Fucking hell.
Some of the extras I did watch, though, just a couple of them. First time ever, once again, in ECW was DX. So this was around DX's feud with Vince McMahon, Mr. McMahon. think
And Shane.
around Vince loves cocks and all that.
Yeah, all that. The DX reunion win at the first one, which
Yeah,
people haven't got good memories of it, but it's way better than the other reunion they do with in 2009 when Hornswoggle's with them. So it's yeah, but yeah, it's they got them the show in for the Hell in the Cell, didn't they, the McMahon? So that's why they were
yeah.
on. They were on ECW.
This is the one where don't Vince get put into or Big Show's ass?
Yeah, they put his head in Big Show's ass. Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
but
good match though. I do like that match. I think there's Shawn Michaels gives Shane like he puts the old Pillmanized in the chair, but over his throat and gives him the elbow drop. And it's a good spot that like.
The handicap match though, I will say Triple H looks washed
He's got
this
that
series.
Harley race beard still in the X, and he looks terrible. Yeah,
Yeah, and plus he doesn't look as like muscly or whatever. He just looks like very fleshy.
Yeah.
Like compared to when you've seen him jacked to the gills.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He just doesn't look like half the man here.
No, he doesn't know. But it's, as I say, it's that time, and then as I say, I always had at the time, like I didn't mind this DX run. Probably if I watch some of it back, I might hate it. But at the time, I didn't mind it at all. Compared, especially to that 2009-10 run, that was horrific.
And also as well, the Big Show Lashley rematch, which was on, I think you were on ECW the week after December to Dismember. It's not much of a match to watch. It's Big
Just
Show
to solidify Lashley as the champion, is it?
Yeah. It's maybe about an 8-minute match. It's a plod. Big Show's, you can see he's struggling with his knees and looks at the end of his tether. He's on top for about 3-4 minutes. Lashley gets back, wins.
Yeah,
not much to it, but you can tell it is the write off of the Big Show, and he goes. I think he has an operation on his knees, and
he has like a good 14 months off, doesn't he? Comes back No Way Out 2008 for that angle with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, and he looks like $1 million, doesn't he?
Like a different human being. He looks so well when he comes back, and fair play to him.
Yeah. And he's obviously still popping around backstage at Ring of Honor.
Last I heard, wasn't he the commissioner of Ring of Honor? Or
commissioner of Ring of Honor.
Big role, what he's worked all his life for.
Big role, small audience.
Oh, no, fucking hell! You've went deep on AEW / Ring of Honor tonight, mate.
Yeah. I think they need it sometimes.
To give them a kick up the arse that they need.
It is. Yeah. It's like I do with British wrestling all these years. Giving companies a kick up the arse. And do they listen? Do they fuck? But anywho, the big question is, I think we might have spoiled the answer, but is it muck or not muck?
I'm going to say, and straight away, not muck. People might disagree with it. People might be saying, what? Shouting at their audio, yeah. But overall, it might have been the expectations going in were so low, you think it'd be that bad. But with two, dare I say, very good matches on here, and the hilariousness of the Batista one, and the Flair one not being as bad as well, you can't say it's muck, Andy. People will just look at it once again. ECW, Big Show should never have been the champion. If you can ignore all that, and people can't, of course, if you just go and watch the work and what's been put out there, for me, not muck. What about yourself?
I'd be in the same camp here, Matty. Not muck. I think for the main 75% of it, I enjoyed.
Yeah,
the Ric Flair match was all right. The Kane one, it's a 5-star. Well, I said 5-star now. The Sabu feud, it was serviceable. Didn't shit the bed.
He was not an absolute, apart from obviously the fans hijacking, which we have a laugh at. And maybe the Taker wasn't the best. He was not a completely, utterly shit though, was he? You know what I mean?
No. Taker was
probably
in that
was the worst one. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but it's enough. I think for this series of muck, we've not found much, but I think there was all the Great American Bash that got the old muck. Everything else has been not muck.
Yeah. Well, I like it. That's what we're here for. We're here to answer these big questions all these years later to see if it
Yeah,
holds up or not. That's what we're here for, mate.
I think it's always good to see stuff with fresh eyes in it because
Always saying, Andy, like you could sway both ways with that, though. Like you know what I mean. You could something that's been great in memory can be not as good now, and the opposite here, where Big Show's ECW runs seen as like this dreadful thing, but when you watch it, it's not. I'm not saying it's the greatest run of all time. We're not far from it, but we're
yeah,
saying it's actually better than people remember it.
yeah. And I think I've said to you in the past, like 2006, I were maybe on a wane with WWE.
Yeah,
Like, I think that was, I think I mentioned like Spirit Squad and all that coming in, and
yeah,
it's more when I was getting into the independent stuff. So looking back on it now, it's like, no, it was a nice, easy watch.
yeah.
That's what you want from this stuff, a good, easy watch. As ever, though, Matty, one last thing, it's game show time,
Here we go.
and yeah, so 2006, it's prime John Cena era
Yep.
of matches. So cage match game once again. John
Okay.
Cena in 2006, he's sort of like the big dog in it.
Yeah.
All the matches. 172 matches he has in 2006.
Fucking hell.
Absolute workhorse. So here we go. I've got 7 here. 7
Okay.
competitors who we've reviewed.
Okay.
First off is the Big Show. How many do you think a knackered Big Show had in 2006?
Me guts going lower, but not by much.
You're right here. 120 Shanghai.
Okay. Okay. Not bad for the show, that.
It's a good going,
Yeah.
isn't it? To say
Yeah.
it looks on his last legs, didn't it?
Definitely.
Well, he would have done a lot of resting on the ropes and what have you, just
Yeah,
to
he would have. Yeah.
catch a minute, lads.
That early run with Kane, the first 3 or 4 months, he's tagging with Kane as well, so he's definitely on the apron for a lot of that.
You sort of wondered if he was going to bring the SIGs out like he
Yeah,
did in WCW.
surely.
One of his main rivals in ECW, Bobby Lashley, higher or lower?
Oh, that's close. Once again, could be wrong here and go with me gut though. Lower.
Wow. It's actually higher.
Oh,
139 Lashley had.
bloody hell, Lashley. That's only
Yeah.
he's only like debuted in 05 as well.
Yeah. They've got to get him up to speed, I guess. But
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, that Finley run in it early on got him ready, like that Finley feud.
yeah. So they were pushing him as like one of the big commodities or like the hot new
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, 139, which I was surprised at there. I expected probably around the 100 marker.
Yeah, just over maybe.
Higher or lower, Big Show's mate, Kane.
Ooh, that's a tough one, that. Because Kane's always had like high matches per year, hasn't he? So 139 is it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say higher.
Lower.
Ah,
126 Kane had.
okay. Still a good figure.
Still a good figure for Glenn. Next up, higher or lower here, Sabu.
Oh, it's gotta be lower.
Oh, you're right, Matty, back on track here.
Yeah, it's gotta be lower.
107.
Still had over 100 matches though.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
Imagine how many fucking table bumps and ass bumps he was
Cheers,
doing.
yeah.
Chairs. Yeah.
Oh, shocked me that 107 because he was only coming halfway through the year, didn't he? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Jesus
Fucking
Christ, that proper shocked me, that.
working
Yeah.
Cena and all them. Yeah. Now here we're getting into Doss's stage. So higher or lower, Ric Flair in 2006.
107, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still active though, Flair. He's still wrestling every week. Oh, I'd say just lower.
Correct, Matty. 81.
Okay. That
Flair.
shocked me. Bit low, but okay.
Dave Batista now.
It's got to be lower because he was injured for 6 months.
Only just here, Matty.
Yeah.
73.
Yeah, 6 months out there, Batista.
And the final one, respect the business. It's Undertaker.
73. Right, so was he on TV? He was on TV there going into that, but he didn't wrestle every week, did he? He did maybe middle of the year. And then he's got the Kennedy stuff. Oh, and I'm going against me gut for once here, right? And I'm going to say in the year of 2006, Mark Undertaker Calloway had more than 73 matches.
Well, you're wrong.
Oh, I'm going against me gut.
64. The lazy sod. You were having too many weekends away in Vegas, watching the old cage fighting. 64 he had, so he was less than Ric Flair.
Less than Ric Flair, yeah. And he wasn't even like injured in 06, Taker.
Yeah,
wild.
It is
wild. That.
So that ends the cage match game for this time. So we're going to go to Matty. You've been doing plenty of stuff over at Grapple. Go away.
All right, and as I say, I'm not the best at this stuff. I should be by now, the amount of times I've tried to shill and sell it. But yeah, we're over at Grapple and doing our thing over at Grapple. And yeah, we've got our Patreon, patreon.com/Grapple, where the latest show's just dropped last night with Michael Hamflett, a What Culture podcast. And he's joined me and Benno in our continuation of the 2001 Fed Odyssey. We're up to the No Mercy 2001. We've got that stuff, and it's always great to record that Michael. He's just like, he's the best in the business for me, and for sure 100% is. And then we've got coming up also this month our King of the Mountain choice of Shane McMahon. We're going to delve into Shane McMahon's deep cut / mixtape. We've got a lot of matches to get through with Shane, so but there's always stuff going on, and we've got film clubs, mixtapes, 5-to-1s, spotlight every week, weekend shows, retro once a month, which I enjoy doing a lot with Gareth. And we always say about retro, it's got that core audience of the proper listeners who listen to that, and I really appreciate every time everyone who gets in touch with that. Really appreciate that. It's got that core audience, which is good to see. But yeah, we're just doing our thing. Then also become a YouTube member. Ben, I would hate if I didn't mention that. YouTube.com/@grapple. There's always that ad in there as well, so you can join me. Watch this mug, Andy. Watch this ugly mug on your TV screen, like you said you were doing before as well, which I appreciate that, mate. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and join our Discord as well. Once again, can't do Kieran Laforte any justice, but I can't remember our Discord's fucking link. It's just join the Grapple Discord wherever you can find that. So yeah. Thank you very much anyway. Always, Andy, a pleasure to do this, and yeah, can't wait to see what you've got in store for our season finale. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So my plugs, you can follow me at Oggy Part 3 on X, formerly Twitter. Follow this podcast at GCP Podcast 1. We've got show reviews from Grand Pro, Revolution Pro Wrestling in Sheffield. Also, I do put my other podcast on there, Ground Hots, which is basically football related, where I go to a pub and talk about the football matches of the non-league and the lower leagues. Also, the other podcast I'm on, Nothing and Like It, is rattling through the episodes at the moment. We've recently done a deep dive into 2003 FWA with myself, Kieran, Eddie Sideburns, and the one and only Ben Corrigan, Brit Rest Away days, who very much lived through that time of rings going missing via Steve Linsky and other great stuff during that time. We have got coming up in the next couple of weeks, British Uprising 2. So you can go and follow that at FWA Pod. Matty did mention about a season finale. Well, have I got news for you? We've got a season finale, and there will also be a Christmas special.
Oh, I love it, and Absolutely love it. I say
so-
we always make this like the old BBC like sitcom setup, don't we? We get 6 episodes a season and that Christmas special, which
yeah,
brilliant.
and
Love that.
I'm going to reveal this now.
Go for it.
So season finale is going to be Roman Reigns' feud against King Baron Corbin.
Is this like out of all the people to get me to say something negative about Roman Reigns, is it going to come here, Andy? Is this what it's going to be? I mean, I'm going to say it's not much already because the big man's involved, but let's just watch it back and let's see.
So this is the famous one with involving dog food.
Oh God, I'm going to say something bad about him. I know I am. Oh.
And unbelievably enough, Matty, there's a YouTube playlist of all this stuff.
And did you know what's also unbelievable about it, mate? It was fucking 5 years ago, half a decade ago, mate. Jesus Christ.
It's mad, that, isn't it? Because you think now with the Bloodline storyline, how long that's been going on? It's
biggest star in the business, mate. Now,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he's bigger than Cody. I were having this conversation last night.
That's not even an argument, though, who you're having that with. That's not even a debate.
No, it weren't an argument, my mate Andrew. He was saying about the tag match at Bad Blood.
Okay.
Cody felt like the third part in it.
Yeah, he did. He really did. And that's why they've obviously had to get him out of this feud until WrestleMania. But that's what me and Benno's never-ending arguments. So yes, they are arguments, and we love it that way. Is like, I'm going to have my time, Andy. I've admitted it. I've conceded defeat away. I'm having my time now because I know at WrestleMania it's going to be Cody and The Rock. And it just leaves Roman in limbo, but the only saving grace hand, and no one wants it, and even I don't want it. It could be a triple threat match. I seen reports of that today. I know, but who else you put Roman in there with? And is Roman just going to not be in the main event after all these years of him being in the main event?
Yeah,
it's going to be politically good to see as well.
It will. I'm sure we'll see it on a behind the scenes documentary 3 months after the fact. And
The Rock was responsible for everything. Great, yeah,
correct. So that's going to be the season finale, and also the Christmas special. Now, I've not revealed this anywhere yet, but I will reveal it now.
Go on.
So we're going to bring back Michael Amflett.
Here we go. Let's go.
And Matty's going to be on as well, and we're going to be reviewing a British TV wrestling show that doesn't really involve any wrestling. It is the one and only ITV's Celebrity Wrestling. So It's going to be the first episode and the last episode when it died at 9:30 in the morning on a Sunday. So
it's just the 2 episodes. We're only watching the 2 episodes.
Just watching the 2 episodes. So it's like the start of it, where it started up Saturday evening, head to head against Doctor Who, and then ended up running up against Sunday with Andrew Marr. So
that's how much fall from great. Is this on YouTube as well?
It's on YouTube. I will send
them links over quick, and I'll get these. Well, I won't watch it too early because even though I can go off my notes, I want it fresh in the mind. But look forward to that, and that's a bit of a good one. That.
Yeah. So that's what we got coming up in the last two parts of Muck. But as ever, Matty, it's been a pleasure recording with you.
Andy, always look forward to these and appreciate the work you put in putting these playlists together and shooting it all over. And we both agreed, mate. Big show in 06, not much. Let's end on that. Let's end.
Thanks everyone for listening, and see you next time for more dog food action. Thank you and goodbye.